It was 2:47 in the morning, deep in the heart of the unforgiving North Atlantic. The airwaves, usually filled with crackling static and routine chatter, were suddenly pierced by a distress signal. The message was chillingly brief, just 4 words that would haunt the rescuers for years to come. "We are not alone." And then, as abruptly as it began, there was only silence. The signal vanished, swallowed by the vast, dark ocean. An hour dragged by, each second stretching into an eternity for the response team. Finally, a state-of-the-art rescue drone sliced through the storm-ravaged sky, reaching the last known coordinates. Below, tossed by furious waves, was the source of the signal. A colossal cargo ship, the Odyssey drifting aimlessly, like a phantom vessel. There were no lights, no signs of life, no crew on deck, battling the elements. The only indication that the ship hadn't been dead for years was the faint, rhythmic sweep of its radar, still stubbornly scanning the impenetrable fog. The drone descended, its high-resolution camera acting as the world's eyes. It slipped through a broken porthole and began its grim exploration of the ship's interior. The metallic corridors were eerily silent, save for the creak and groan of the ship's hull protesting against the storm. The drone navigated the maze-like passages, its lights cutting through the oppressive darkness, until it reached the bridge, the ship's nerve center. Inside the control room, the scene was one of ordered chaos. Charts were strewn across the floor, and a half-empty coffee mug sat precariously on the edge of a console. Everything was just as the crew had left it, as if they had simply vanished into thin air. Then the drone's camera focused on something that sent a shiver down the spines of everyone watching the live feed. On the thick glass of the main viewport, facing inward, was a single, wet handprint. It was too large, the fingers too long, to be human. And it was fresh. The drone's manipulator arm carefully turned the pages of the ship's logbook, which lay open on the captain's desk. The final entry was a frantic, barely legible scrawl, written just moments before that final, desperate signal was sent. The captain's words were a testament to pure terror. "Something came from the water. It's not human." Before the team could process the terrifying implication, the drone's video feed began to distort. The screen filled with static. The lights in the control room flickered violently in the drone's camera view. The connection was failing. In a last-ditch effort, the operator tried to stabilize the signal. The image cleared for a split second. Just one single, frozen frame that would be analyzed for decades. Burned into the digital image was a shadow, impossibly tall and unnaturally thin, standing silently right behind the captain's empty chair. And then, the feed went black. The connection was lost for good. Weeks later, the Odyssey was found by a passing fishing vessel. The storm had passed, and the sea was as calm and placid as a mirror. Savage crews boarded the ship, finding it utterly, completely empty. Every lifeboat was still in place. There was no sign of a struggle, no explanation for the disappearance of the entire crew. It was as if they had been erased from existence. The ship was towed back to port, a ghost ship with a secret it would never reveal. But even now, some sailors who pass through that remote stretch of the North Atlantic on a clear night swear they can sometimes pick up a faint, repeating signal on their radios. A ghostly whisper, carried on the wind, repeating the same 4 words over and over again. "We are not alone." Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the unknown. If you enjoy mysteries that linger long after the story ends, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We've got plenty more strange tales to share. Until next time, stay curious.